Send order of the Finance Committee of Iroquois County on February 5, 2019 at 9 a.m.
It's December, Charlie.
What?
It's December. You just said February.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alt.
Here.
Bowers.
Here.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Sticknut.
Present.
Young.
Present.
Johnson. Here. McTaggart.
Everybody has their agenda in front of them. Any questions? Changes needed? If not, do I hear a motion to accept the agenda presented? Joe? Paul seconds it. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Same sign for no. Agenda's approved. Public comment? Guess we don't have any. Myron, insurance?
Yeah, we have the renewal, everything's in, all except for the property casualty, we have the amount for that. The, total premiums overall went down $4,500 from last year. Your workman's comp went down, and the property went up a little bit because of a claim that we had, and then there was a 10% increase on materials this year, so.
10% increase on what?
10% increase on materials this year for overall as a standard, so.
Okay.
There was a hefty claim for water damage, I believe it was a courthouse.
Nice.
And so that had to reflect on the premium on the property side, but everything else stayed pretty much in line except for the work comp. We had an instant fall off from 2015, so you're reaping the benefits of the premium on that.
Fine. Very good. Any questions for Myron?
Are they still doing the trainings and everything to keep the work comp lower? Or?
Yeah, actually, the risk manager, Tim Drury from Bliss McKnight, is on board with it, and we're trying to follow the regulations of the new Transparency Act, which would encompass the sexual harassment that we had talked about before. We kind of have to put it on hold right now because we don't have the guidelines from the state for the new Transparency Act. When that comes out, we'll mirror it with Bliss McKnight's offered training and make sure that it covers, you know, more than enough of what they're expecting. And then we'll be getting that set up with you guys when we know what they want. And then as well as other risk management trainings that we'll be offering to try and keep the incidents down.
I understand that goes into effect January 1, right?
It does, but they really can't enforce something that they don't have regulations on what their expectations are. So it's typical Illinois. So, but once we find out, we'll let you know, and then we'll get things lined up.
Okay. Susie Warner, not here. Okay. Department head reports. Harry?
Not a ton to report. Telecommunicators contract is begun. The first discussions completed so far seem to went reasonably well from what I can tell from the negotiations committee members. We've got another one set up for December the 17th, so we'll be moving forward with that one. There seems to be some hope that we might be able to finalize that sooner versus later, which is nothing but to the good for the county. Grants. I have two things to report on grants. I did make a mistake recently on the grant, and it's actually to the ETSB's favor. The entirety of the $154,000+ is for the phone system only. So right now I'm working on trying to get the funding back for that, which goes straight into the bank account. And that'll be utilized for other capital expenses that has already been discussed regardless. Also in the grants area, ETSB did not meet last night due to a lack of quorum. I do not believe we're going to be able to schedule another meeting to make up this one. We're probably going to have to wait until the January 8th scheduled meeting to move forward with that. But the grants, the last and final round for NextGen 911 is coming up. The notice of funding opportunity started November 5th, and the final day for submission is at the end of, or right at the beginning of February. We're planning to submit for GIS, which we have already begun accepting bids. That will be determined at the January 8th meeting. And also we will be looking for a recording system as well, which will also be determined at the January 8th meeting. It was initially planned for this past meeting. Questions?
Joe? Joel, I mean,
I think Jill's got it on the agenda. We're gonna have to open the budget and move money because of my line item for equipment. As most of you know, we ordered trucks last year. They weren't delivered till this year, so I don't know, with the surplus in last year's budget and equipment line this year, I'm over enough that we're gonna have to open the budget and increase the line item. So, but Jill's got that.
Mr. Yerger?
Don't have anything.
What?
I don't have anything.
Nothing?
Nothing, Charlie.
Nothing?
I don't have anything either.
What?
I said, I don't have anything either.
Okay,
No, I don't either, Charlie.
wake up, everybody. Joe, John, you got anything?
Oh, I guess I'd like to remind everybody after the county board meeting next Tuesday will be our Christmas luncheon. If you're coming, you need to let Brian or in the county board or county clerk's office know so they can get an idea of the attendance. The other thing is that on this past Monday, Judge Kinzer signed the paperwork for getting on the ballot on March 17th for the Iroquois County River Conservancy District. And I'm very hopeful we're gonna get that passed, but it's gonna need the support of everybody that's been involved with the river issues and make sure we can get the voters affected out to approve that.
Will that be on everybody's ballot in the county or?
No, it's just gonna be on the ballot in those that are within the district, which is Concord Township, Middleport Township, Belmont, and Iroquois Townships. And then going north of Iroquois Township, a mile on either side of the river up to the Kankakee County line. So even if you don't live inside that district, if you know people that do, we need to encourage them to support that.
Do you think maybe you could do a talking point thing for us to have, just so everybody's on the same page with the information that we're giving out? I know.
Well, it's something we're gonna need to market it or whatever,
Right.
and we're gonna put some stuff together.
And there's been
in that
some
regard.
crazy questions asked about that. And, okay, so maybe if we had just, something straight across so we all have the same answers.
What kind of questions are being asked?
Well, one of the questions that I got asked was if, it was actually gonna happen here and why we should believe it this time, and I said, well, yeah, we're moving forward with it, so you wanna support it. And then they said that, they thought that something about the Indiana side was gonna still impede our getting anything done, and I said, well, I don't really think that that's where we're at with it right now, because it's a whole new melting pot. So I just thought, rather than try to stumble my way through, if we had just some specific things that said, this is what we know at this point and how it will improve things.
I think some of those questions will be answered at the board meeting next Tuesday.
Okay.
The people from Christopher Burke Engineering are gonna make
come.
their presentation. And, yes, I mean, there's obviously a lot of things that can be illuminated for people to get a better understanding of the way relations with Indiana have improved. And I hope are gonna continue to improve. And if they don't, it's gonna be hard to make progress,
Right.
that's for sure.
Right.
So,
Any other comments? We can move on to discussion and motion on fiscal year 19 budget amendments.
So I met with Hope on the 21st. And this is one of the questions I had for, Joel had already previously stated the concerns with the highway. So
The first one is for the sheriff's maintenance and repair lines, to open it up and amend that, for the insurance reimbursement that we received for the roof. So that line itself doesn't look like it's completely overdrawn, which it looks like now. And I provided a copy of that in the packet I just handed out. And I also provided where we received the payment for the $92,497.80. The second amendment that we would like to do is the retirement IRMF county share on the budget from last year. We did discontinue the additional 600,000, but it was budgeted for absolutely nothing to go in there this year. And it should have had the 600,000 budgeted for the county share that needs to go in yearly, but it does not include the additional 600,000. And as you can see on the R&E report, it's budgeted right now at 0. So it's just an entry error that we need to fix. And then the third one Joel had already spoke about was his purchase of equipment line, amending that. And after speaking with Joel, he would just like to amend it enough to cover himself for the year, and that would come to $248,210.70.
Any questions about any of these changes or corrections? Can it be handled in one motion, or should it take 3 motions?
I would assume it would be handled in one motion, because we're just talking about opening up and amending these lines per the auditor.
I thought I'd ask anyway.
Yeah. But again, so up for debate.
Well, you can do it in one motion.
Didn't we?
You can do it in one motion.
This 600,000, is that any way going to affect our balanced budget?
No, it shouldn't. As far as Hope and I took a look at it, it shouldn't. All it was an entry error that needed to be corrected on our end.
So is that reflected that way in the actual budget then, the way it needs to be, or do we have to?
I believe so.
I mean,
I'm just gonna double check real quick, because that was a couple weeks ago that we taken off. Yes, it's actually, budgeted as an income of 600,000, and we need to show it as an out of 600,000. So it just was an entry error that we didn't catch.
I'll make the motion to amend the budget,
Sharon makes a motion to correct the budget to
reflect the changes.
or 3 changes here, to correct errors and omissions on the 2019 budget. Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
There's no further discussion on it. Be a roll call vote.
Alt,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Curtis, Sticknut,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Johnson.
Motion carried. Go on to claims.
I have a question on claims. And it's probably me just not
What
understanding
page
it.
you on?
Huh?
Okay,
I'm looking at, the 110 for it'd be the third page in.
okay.
Okay, so down there it says Kankakee Disposal 140, check number 42058. Then when you turn the page, it says Kankakee Disposal 100, check 42058. So are they just split up?
They're split up.
Same
One is for,
fund.
710, which is the maintenance here, and then one is for sheriff's maintenance. And the reason that they're on here is because those are pay nows, and she received it late. So any leftovers get sent to finance.
What is that 10 maintenance?
Maintenance, it's for the garbage disposal.
42,000?
No, that's, I think he's talking about that.
Oh, no,
transfer-
you're talking about the,
Transfer for the,
yeah, the extra payment for BB&T finance that was approved last month with the leftover contingency money.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Mhm.
it's all those crazy codes.
I know.
Any questions about claims? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve the claims as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Paul makes the motion, do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Second, okay. Send a roll call vote.
Hall.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
Curtis.
Yes.
Signet.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Any old business? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Carried. Here we go, Linda North, and did you make it?
You made it, I'll second it, that's fine.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right.
All opposed, same sign. Happy holidays, everybody.